Evening, miss. I said evening.
Leave me alone.
Well, now you're not being cordial, and that ain't right, because I'm a very cordial fella.
Will you please go away?
I've been away 6 months. Just come in off the range. Only trying to be friendly.
Why don't you go someplace else and try to be friendly? Are you being trouble, Miss McClure?
I'm all right, Hoss. No harm.
You sure there's nothing I can do?
She said no harm.
Ma'am, would you like me to escort you home?
No, I'll be all right now. Thank you.
Evening.
Evening.
He's dead, Hoss.
Mr. Jenkins, everything was done proper?
Just like he was one of yours, Hoss.
Thank you, sir.
Get up.
Boiling cabbage down, down, turn them whole cakes round, round. The only song that I can sing is boiling cabbage down. Wish I had needle and thread as fine as I could sew that gal to my coat sleeves, down the road I'd go.
Whoa!
Whoa, stop. Your pardon. I just came into town. I heard about this. I sure appreciate your kindness, but I'd like to bury my brother myself.
Boy, I just want to tell him how sorry I am.
I know.
I can tell by your look what you're thinking. You're figuring I'm aiming to make trouble, but I ain't. What's happened's happened, and I don't know the right or wrong of it. I ain't the judge.
We're hoping to have a real orderly funeral, friend.
Oh, I'm for order, indeed I am. But this is my brother. And if it's all the same to you good people, I'd like to bury him myself. Would you gentlemen give me a hand, please? I'd like to thank all of you, particularly the party who thought well enough of my brother to give him this here funeral. Thank you. Giddy up, Molly. Boiling cabbage down, down, turn them whole cakes round, round. The only song that I can sing is boiling cabbage down. Wish I had needle and thread as fine as I could sew that gals my coat sleeves down the road I'd go. Boiling cabbage down, down, turn them whole cakes round, round. The only song that I can sing is boiling cabbage down.
This fence could use some mending.
Yeah.
You haven't heard a thing I've said all day?
I'm sorry, Joe. Yeah, we'll get on that fence.
You're eating yourself up with guilt, Hoss. It's no good.
Joe, I reckon I ain't no good at killing folks.
You didn't mean to kill him. Everybody knows that.
Just can't get him off my mind. It's like he's following me around or something.
Hoss, it's happened. It's over with, and you're gonna have to forget it.
You're right. I'm gonna forget it. Let's get that fence fixed.
Okay. We need a wagon load of rails.
The trouble I seen, nobody knows my sorrow. Nobody knows the trouble I seen. Glory, hallelujah. Sometimes I'm... Oh, good afternoon, gentlemen.
What are you doing?
Digging a grave for my brother.
You're gonna bury your brother here on our land?
Such a fine spot, under a tree with all this grass around.
Look, Mr. Bowling, I'm terribly sorry about your brother. There ain't nothing I can do or say that bring him back or make either one of us feel any better, but I can't let you bury him right here. Where I gotta live and work. I'm sorry, I just can't let you do it.
Well, that's a shame. That's a real shame. I know how you feel. You would have liked it here, though. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to trespass. I just didn't mean to cause any inconvenience. I'll fill up the hole. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you all the same.
Go on, Joe.
Nobody knows the trouble I seen. Nobody knows my sorrow. Nobody knows the trouble I seen. Glory, hallelujah. Clinch Mountain, I ain't got no home. I'm drunk as the devil, oh, leave me alone. Rye whiskey, I know you of old. You robbed my poor pockets of silver and gold. Rye whiskey, I cry. If I don't get rye whiskey, I surely will die. If the ocean was whiskey and I was a duck, I'd swim to the bottom and never come up. Rye whiskey, I cry. If I don't get rye whiskey, I surely will die.
You sure know a lot of songs.
I learned them in a lot of places.
How long you aiming on staying here, mister?
As long as I can sell some of my wares.
Reckon my wife could use some of your pots and pans. Stop by our place. Bring your wares.
Well, that's kindly of you, Mr. Gilbert. Very kindly.
Hey, how about another song?
I'll be pleased if you like. When he was a cowboy, he learned to throw the line. He learned to pocket money and also dress so fine. He went out on the prairie to learn to kill and steal. When he killed a cowboy, how happy he did feel. For working he's not able, and begging he's too low. But killing is so dreadful, to the gallows he must go.
Stop it!
What's the matter, boy?
That song.
It's just a song from the prairie. Don't carry no particular point.
I killed your brother and you hate me for it. Why don't you just come on out and say it?
Hate you? Now, you're wrong, boy. I don't hate nobody. I don't want to hurt you, boy. I want to forgive you. A man kills somebody, he needs to be forgiven. What's done's done. I'm just a peaceful traveling man, trying to earn an honest dollar.
I'll buy all your merchandise. You clear out of town tonight.
That's kindly of you, son. I couldn't do that. You'd just be buying my goods because you felt you owed me something.
I got the money.
Keep your money, son. Don't try and buy forgiveness. I give it to you freely.
Got home kind of late last night, didn't you, son?
Yes, sir. Couldn't sleep, so I rode into town for a spell.
With a work day in front of you?
Might have been a good thing I did, Bull.
How do you figure?
I saw bowling.
Well, that wasn't such a good idea, was it?
Maybe not, but I learned something.
What was that?
He's buried his brother. You know where? On the side of the road going into Virginia City. Every time I ride by it, going or coming, I gotta go right by that grave.
Well, Hoss, he can bury his brother any place he's allowed to.
Pa's right, Hoss. I thought you were going to try to forget about this thing.
I was, but he ain't gonna let me. He's finished his business. He's buried his brother. Now, why don't he go on?
Kind of hard to answer.
I'm gonna find an answer.
Son, sometimes things happen. Accidents, innocent accidents. Nothing you can do about them. Best thing to do is leave them be.
Paul, I gotta find out. I gotta.
Are you going someplace?
Yeah, looks like Hoss may be chasing up trouble. I think somebody ought to keep an eye on him.
Well, I raised him to look after himself, and I think he can manage.
I got to go along with Adam, Pa. I'd feel a lot better if one of us went with
I'd feel a lot better if you just loaded up that wagon, both of you.
Where are you going?
Oh, I just remembered I've got to go into town. I got to get some supplies.
Funny.
What's that?
He just picked up supplies yesterday.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, well, he wouldn't be going after Hoss. After all, he raised Hoss to take care of himself.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's load the wagon.
I'm looking for Clarence Bowling.
He left right after the fire.
What fire? What are you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about, Cartwright. That peddler's wagon was burned to a crisp.
How did it happen? Anybody see it?
Don't you know, Hoss?
Any of you other fellas know where he is?
He's inside, having that burned hand taken care of.
Morning, friend.
I want to talk to you.
Talk away.
In private.
There's no point in harboring secrets. We're among friends.
Look, I said I had business with you.
Boy, I'd like you to let me be.
Get up.
Hoss, you've done enough.
You stay out of this, Gilbert.
You better stay put, peddler. He probably wants to take you out somewhere where he can shoot you. Hoss.
Hold it, Gilbert.
Hold it! Here, wipe your face.
Paul, that Gilbert accused
Go home.
me. But Paul.
Go home, son.
You're a violent man, friend. Violent.
Son. Mr. Bowling, I'm Ben Cartwright.
I'm pleased to make your acquaintance, Mr. Cartwright.
My son isn't a violent man. He's very sorry for what happened to your brother. Of course, so am I.
Well, that's kindly of you, Mr. Cartwright. But it's over now.
My son doesn't seem to think it is. He has the feeling that you have some sort of vengeful thoughts against him.
No man has a right to vengeance. Least of all a poor peddler like me.
Why are you staying on in town? What's keeping you here?
I don't rightly know. You see, my wagon burned down this morning, and I got no trade now. No place to go.
I'm sorry for what happened to your wagon, but how long do you intend to stay on here?
Well, now, Mr. Cartwright, that's hard to say. Have to give that some thought. Yes, sir. I'll have to think about that one. Morning, sir. Boil them cabbage down, down, turn them whole cakes round, round. The only song that I can sing is boil them cabbage down. Wish I had needle and thread as fine as I could sew that gal's my coat sleeves down. Afternoon, ma'am. Would I be right in assuming that you're Mrs. McClure?
Yes?
I hope you won't think me forward, ma'am. I'd like to introduce myself. Name's Clarence Bowling.
You're the peddler.
That's my trade, yes, ma'am. I'm also a bit of a hand at chopping. With your permission, ma'am. I understand you saw my brother get shot.
Yes?
How'd it come about? Do you happen to remember?
I'd rather not talk about it, Mr. Bowling.
Oh, and here I pop up and remind you of all the unpleasantness again. Well, I hope you forgive me, ma'am. Sometimes I guess I'm a little short of manners.
That's all right, Mr. Bowling.
Boil them cabbage down, down, turn them hoe cakes round, round. The only song that I can sing is boil them cabbage down. Boil them cabbage down, down, turn them hoe cakes round, round. The only song that I can sing is boil them cabbage down.
Been staring into that fireplace for quite some time. Why'd you go to bed late? Had him, little Joe.
Just doing a little thinking, Paul.
Well, so was I. I was thinking I'd be pleased if you didn't go near bowling anymore.
Paul, what am I supposed to do? Dig a hole and crawl in it till he decides to leave town?
Peddlers have as much right in town as we have, Hoss.
Every place I turn, I see his face. That fire and the window.
Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Glory, hallelujah. Sometimes I'm up, sometimes I'm down. Oh, yes, Lord. Sometimes I'm almost to the ground. Yes, my Lord. If you get there before I do.
Evening, Judd.
Mr. Cartwright.
Judd, why were you singing that song?
I don't know. I guess I just felt kind of musical.
Where'd you learn it?
The song? Picked it up in town from a nice peddler.
Don't sing it no more.
I'm sorry, Mr. Cartwright.
It's all right, Judd.
How are you, Ben? Boys?
Fred, what brings you out this way?
Oh, a little business.
I think deputies had business on Sunday.
Well, something's come up. Sheriff wanted you to know about it, Ben.
Oh, what's happened, Fred?
Well, I'm afraid there's going to be an inquest.
An inquest?
Well, it's nothing to get upset about, Hoss, just a legal technicality.
Why, all of a sudden, Fred? What happened?
Well, I don't rightly know. All I can say is her papers are being drawn up. Sheriff's orders are that Hoss isn't to go anyplace. Just stay put here on the ranch.
What's that supposed to mean, Fred? I'm under arrest?
If you were, Hoss, I'd be taking you in. Just abide by the sheriff's orders.
We'll do that, Fred.
I know you will, Ben. Sorry I had to bring you the news.
Sure.
There's gonna be a trial, ain't there, Paul?
Just because there's going to be an inquest doesn't mean there's going to be a trial.
I say there is. Let me tell you what's gonna happen.
Now, hold on, Hoss.
They're gonna come out here and they're gonna haul me into court. They're gonna ask the widow McClure to tell again what she saw. Well, this time she likely ain't gonna remember. You saw who she came into church with this morning.
Well, it's taking quite a big jump, isn't it, Oz?
Oh, I ain't gonna have a chance.
No, son. If there's gonna be a trial, it's gonna be a fair one. Because we're gonna see to that. But right now, there are a couple of other things we're gonna see to.
What are we gonna do?
Well, you're gonna stay right here, just like the deputy said. Boys and I are riding into town.
For what?
Want to talk to the sheriff about a couple of things? Come, boys.
That may be well and good, but for my part, I still say we don't know what really happened. All we know is the sheriff said the widow saw it and he's satisfied. Well,
Doesn't look much like Sunday, does it?
No, it don't at that.
Ben, the temperature in the town is up.
Meaning what?
Meaning that people talk.
And they talked you into an inquest, huh?
Well, let's just say that a lot of questions were being asked that I didn't have the answers for.
Meaning what?
Meaning that I'm drawing up these legal papers and I'm going to have to serve them on horse.
This happened kind of sudden like, didn't it?
Well, people get brought up. Things happen kind of sudden. And Ben, depending on the inquest, horse might be bound over for trial.
Roy, if there is a trial because of the inquest, I'm not one to try to prevent it. You know that.
I do.
Only one thing troubles me. You say people are talking. Feelings running a little high. A man goes to trial under those conditions, justice can sometimes be a little short.
Now, wait a minute, Dad. Whenever there's a trial in my territory, I guarantee justice.
All right, Roy. You finish up with those papers, I'll take him out to horse.
No, I'm going with you. I'm going to bring Hoss right back here for his own safety.
Well, you're doing what you have to do. It's understood.
Nobody knows the trouble I seen. Nobody knows my sorrow. Nobody knows the trouble I seen. Glory, hallelujah. Sometimes I'm up, sometimes I'm down. Oh, yes.
What do you want?
I don't want nothing directly, boy. Nice afternoon.
What are you doing out here?
The fact of the matter is, I come to bring you news, boy.
You get out of here.
Well, you might hear me out, son. There's talking in town. Real talk. Talk is growing. I figure maybe people are fixing to come out and get you. Well, your daddy's gone into town. He's seen it firsthand. You can't tell about people, boy. They got feelings. They act quick like. Folks can come out here and string you up just like that. And that would be a shame on a nice Sunday afternoon like this.
I told you to get. Now, you better get.
Wait a minute, boy. I'm just trying to help you.
Time back, I seen a man strung up. Tain't pretty, boy. I watched him dangling there in the wind. It's an awful sight.
Son, what are you up to?
I'll kill him. I'll kill him!
Take it easy, Hoss.
How'd this happen?
I come here to make the peace with him, and he set on me.
That's a lie. That's a lie, Paul.
I come here with forgiveness in my heart, but that boy, he must be wild in his mind.
Are you carrying any weapons?
Sheriff, I carry only love and kindness for my neighbor. Do me the favor to search my person.
I'll do that. You're not carrying any weapons. Hoss, your pa and I agreed that the best thing for you to do would be to come back into town with me now.
Here, Hoss. You boys stay here. I'll ride into town with Hoss. Well, now, Mr. Cartwright, I'm sorry. I really am.
This should feel better.
Thank you, ma'am. You're so thoughtful. I'm very appreciative.
You really should see a doctor.
He couldn't tend me proper. The pain's not on the face, ma'am. It's in the heart.
I can't understand why Hoss would do such a thing.
He's big, quick. Not one for thinking things through, I suppose.
It was simply brutal of him.
Now, I wouldn't be too hard on him, Mrs. McClure. A man with a temper is his own worst enemy. Probably set on me before he realized. Kind of like he set on my brother, maybe.
Mr. Bowling. I don't think he tried to kill your brother.
Oh, no, of course he didn't. Of course, I don't know the circumstances. And it isn't something I'd ask you, ma'am. Knowing how you feel about it, not wanting to talk about it.
Mr. Bowling, maybe I should talk about it. Maybe you should know.
Now, I wasn't making inquiries. I really wasn't.
I was alone on the street at night. Your brother was after my attentions. He was drunk. Hoss stopped him and told him to leave me alone.
And the shooting?
Your brother drew a gun. Hoss grappled with him. The gun went off. He couldn't help himself.
Did you actually see the trigger pulled? Wasn't it dark, ma'am?
It was dark, but I saw the struggle plainly.
And after it happened, you told it just that way to the sheriff?
Yes.
Well, wouldn't you think that would satisfy all parties? I suppose there's no explaining folks. They're talking in town, asking questions. Reckon you're going to have to tell your story at the inquest.
If they ask me, I will.
Ma'am, I don't want to appear forward, but I'd like to beg a favor of you.
What is it, Mr. Bowling?
Well, my poor brother, he made a mistake for which I'm sorry. Well, I just wasn't around to look over him, and he needed someone. Well, now he's gone, and I was thinking maybe there wouldn't be no harm if we was to protect his name.
What do you mean?
I was thinking that, well, maybe you could say something kindly about Arthur at the inquest. Like he was shot tending to his own business.
But that wouldn't be the truth.
What's the truth, ma'am? The truth can be colored. You say that Hoss Cartwright and my brother struggled over a gun. The gun went off. Someone pulled the trigger, perhaps intentionally. How can you be sure it was an accident? Appears we got company.
Oh, evening, Miss McClure.
Mr. Cartwright,
I was just riding by. I thought I'd have a word with you.
please come in.
Thank you.
Evening, Mr. Cartwright.
You'll get around, Mr. Bowling.
I guess I just happen to be in the places you come to.
Miss McClure, I was kind of hoping we could talk privately.
Well, whatever you have to say, you can speak freely.
Yes, well, as you know, there's apt to be an inquest about the shooting. And of course, we figured that you'd be telling the court just what you told the sheriff.
I don't know right off.
Well, you told the sheriff that the shooting was accidental.
Well,
What's the matter, Mrs. McClure?
I said I thought maybe it was that way.
Well, you told the sheriff that the horse and the man were struggling for the gun, and it went off accidentally.
Well, I did see them struggle, and the gun went off, but I don't know how it actually happened.
Mrs. McClure, my son's life may depend on what you say in court. And you're the only witness he's got. He needs you to tell exactly what you saw.
I'll do what I can.
I'm sure you will. Thank you for seeing me.
I'm confused. I've got to see the sheriff.
Roy, I know there's something strange going on at Miss McClure's. But, Ben, Mrs. McClure is a good, honest woman.
Will you listen to me, Roy?
Yeah.
Now, why is Bowling out there this time of night?
I...
Now, why is Mrs. McClure suddenly so unsure of her testimony?
I don't know about that, but I do know that there's no law against a peddler talking to her.
Well, I know there's no law against anybody talking to her, but well, couldn't you warn Mrs. McClure against being unduly influenced by him?
All right, I'll do that. First thing in the morning.
Oh, why not tonight, right now?
Because I'm all alone here. I'm not going to leave you guarding Hoss, your own son.
I heard you talking out there, Paul. I told you.
Oh, Hoss, all I said was that Widow McClure was a little confused.
Paul,
There's nothing definite, Hoss.
If the widow changes her testimony, I'm a dead man.
Oh, son.
I should never have let Roy take me. I should have run.
Now, you know better than that. I never taught you to run. Look, Hoss, I'm not going to wait till tomorrow. I'm going to get Mrs. McClure back here tonight.
I enjoy whittling, ma'am. Kind of keeps a man calm. A situation like this, a man needs to keep calm.
Mr. Bowling, to threaten will not make me change the truth.
Threaten, ma'am? As I said, what is the truth? I just want to make sure you tell the right truth. But you pose a problem, ma'am. You hesitate about my truth. I can't afford that. I surely can't. Going somewhere, ma'am?
I'm cold. I thought I'd start a fire.
You disappoint me. You surely do. You weren't going to use this, were you?
Let me go, please.
Things are getting mighty awkward between us, aren't they? I can't let you go. You're not sure of the truth. Maybe there's an answer. Maybe I got the answer right here.
McClure? What is it, Mrs. McClure? What is it?
Bowling. When I wouldn't change my testimony, he tried to kill me.
We better get to the sheriff.
Hey, Roy.
What do you want, Hoss?
I want out of here, Roy.
Well, I don't blame you. Hoss.
Roy ain't got much choice, and I ain't got a whole lot to lose.
Now, listen, Hoss, you're making a big mistake.
Roy, get the keys, let me out of here.
You're gonna regret this, Hoss.
I probably will, Roy. But like I say, I ain't got much choice, have I? Easy, boy. If I can find that saddle, we're gonna get out of here.
Roy!
In here!
Miss McClure, just sit down over here. Roy! Roy, what happened?
Somehow Hoss got a gun. He escaped.
Listen, we better find Hoss before he finds Bowling.
The keys are in there.
What? Which key is it?
That brass one, the big one. Good. Thanks.
Oh, let's go.
Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Nobody knows my sorrow.
Welcome to your friend. I've been waiting. I just wanted you to know what it would be like to be killed. I don't want you to die that easy. When they find us, friend, it's going to be self-defense. You fired at me, and I killed you in self-defense. See how easy, boy? Just like it was for you with my brother.
Oh, you going with us?
I can't right now. Judd and I are kind of busy.
Well, I'll be dead burned. Hey, Joe, Adam, come in here and see what Jud's got.
Hey, how many you got, Pa?
4 so far.
It's a stray you found the other night, huh?
Yes, sir. Didn't know what I was getting mixed up into when I gave her that drink of milk. Now I'll have to change her name.
Why?
I've been calling her Sam.
In the springtime, a young man's fancy likely turns to thoughts of, well, many things. Anything, in fact, that'll make him forget the long, hard winter and think of all the fun and good times that lie ahead.
Get up there, Gray! Gray, go! Get up, yeah!
Yeah, burn mules. Lazy as a fat sow in the summertime.
Where Hoss is. Well, it was awfully nice of you to show up.
Would you go to sleep on your cozy little seat and fall off on the ground?
Yeah, them mules remind me so much of you two, I just didn't want to keep their company no longer.
Very funny, but what happened to the rest of the poles?
Oh, dadburn it, they fell off of that wagon when the mules bolted forward. I was down there trying to roll it through the mud, and dadburn mules, mud, and snow.
Yeah, well, we're tired of hungry steers and green wood.
I'm sick and tired of you two moaning and groaning, so let's finish stacking these poles.
What's the matter with you two? And post too heavy for you?
Why don't you watch where you're going?
No. He did it on purpose.
What are you talking about?
All right, that's about enough.
Joe, if you're looking for a fight, you're gonna find it.
Look, now, we ain't got time. There's too much work to do. Now start picking those things up and watch it this time.
Adam, you stay out of this. Besides, where you get off telling me what to do anyhow?
Because I'm older than you are and smarter.
Oh, look, Carson's right. It's none of your business. Stay out of it.
Oh, you're pushing.
All right. Oh. Okay, you Oh, target fun, huh?
Well?
Well, just because you've got mountains around here made of silver doesn't mean I am.
For $15? For Pete's sake, you want the thing or don't you?
Well, springs aren't much good. Let's not mention the harness. Look at the rim on that wheel. It's almost worn through.
I'll replace it for $3.
$3?
All right. I told you forget about this. I'll give you a good price on a brand new one.
Sure. $100 to take a man from one place to another? A fool and his money are soon parted. Tell you what I will do. you, though. I'll give you $30 for the whole rate, and that includes that nag.
Including the horse?
Pitiful creature. You ought to shoot him out of pure kindness.
All right, sir, all right. Take it. And may the theft lie easy on your conscience.
The boys have been stacking timber to cure it for a new branding pen.
Nothing ruins a place like neglect.
Well, as I said, the boys are building a new one. It's been a hard winter. The snow's been especially heavy this year.
It's a good thing to get a head start on the spring. You know, the early bird catches the worm.
I know. I wonder where those boys are.
Anxious to meet your boys, Benjamin.
Yeah.
Haven't seen them since they were children. They must be big men now.
Yeah, they are.
Great oaks from Little Acorn.
They're
Joe.
3 fine boys, Jed. Hard workers and good head on their shoulders. They're close to each other, as brothers should be.
She pulled, Gray! Pulled off! You pulled!
If you knew the hole was right here, what'd you back it in so far for? Why didn't you say something?
Because you didn't ask me, older brother.
Yeah, why don't you stop arguing and start pushing?
That's the smartest thing's been said today.
Yeah! Pull! Get up! Yeah! Pull! She pulled! She pulled! She pulled!
What in the world?
As you sow.
All right! Okay! All right. Go! Now you're
Stop it! Did you hear what I said? Now stop that nonsense. Go! Adam! March! Stop it!
Now, what's going on here? What is going on here?
Ben!
What's the matter?
What's the matter? My foot is smashed. That's what's the matter.
You satisfied? Here, let me help you out.
These, I take it, are your sons, Benjamin Cartwright.
My sons.
Would you please stop that?
What?
The pounding.
Doctor, just how serious is this?
Well, it's hard to say. He has a very painful foot there. Better keep him off his feet, several days at least. You know, a man of his years, it's hard to say how really serious it could be.
Well, we'll do all we can for him, Doctor.
I know my way out, Ben. Good night. Good night, boys.
Thank you for coming, Doctor. Well, Well, now you know how he is as a result of your 10-year-old schoolboys would show more sense. Do you realize that... Will you stop that pounding? Do you realize that man started with nothing on his back but his clothes? He accomplished everything strictly on his own. I wanted to show him what we've done with the Ponderosa. I wanted him to meet my sons. Well, he has. I don't know what's gotten into the three of you lately.
Dad, burn it, Paul. We've been working for 2 weeks in mud belly deep to a tall cow. It's rained dang near every day.
Yeah, when it didn't snow.
We haven't been in Virginia City for almost a month. Personally, I'm sick of the Ponderosa right now.
Oh, you are you? Well, you listen to me, young man. I still run this ranch. I'm still your father. And as long as you continue to live on the Ponderosa, you'll do exactly as I say. And that includes volunteering to perform any errands or business deals Mr. Milbank has been forced to delay while he recuperates. And we're going up and tell him so right now.
Come in.
I hope I didn't waken you.
No. I was having a little trouble dropping off.
Well, Jedediah, the boys have been worrying about your affairs, and they insist that you let them take care of whatever business you came out here for.
That's very thoughtful. As a matter of fact, there are a few little things. I suppose they might handle it.
Oh, of course they can. Why, each one of them has taken care of the Ponderosa by himself on occasion.
Oh, I don't want to take any of them away from his work.
No. We insist.
Well, never put off till tomorrow what you can do today. Here we are. Let's see. Yes. Exactly 3 little items that need attention.
Well, Joe?
Here's a small piece of land I own. Been hanging on to it until the railroad realizes they need it for a watering stop. I had word of squatters moved onto it. Let one in, next thing your property is overrun. Think you can chase them off, son?
Yes, sir, Mr. Milbank. I think I can chase him off.
Horse?
There's a small ranch on this map. It's located exactly at the spot I need for a fattening station for my cattle. I've made out a bill of sale in advance. All you have to do is fill in the correct amount. I'll pay a lot more than the land's worth. Buy it.
Yes, sir. I'll get it, Mr. Milbank.
Now, this is a little different. I sold a nice little ranch here. Couple paid me half. The rest supposed to be paid a certain amount each year. Payment's overdue. I want the ranch back. Evict them.
Well, why don't you give them a little more time? Maybe they'll come up with the money.
I've given them enough time. Time waits for no man. Evict them.
Well, Jedediah, you can relax now. Everything is being taken care of.
Yes, Ben. Friends in need are friends indeed.
It'll be just about our luck to run into more rain.
Oh, maybe we'll be lucky and drown.
Well, at least I won't have to put up with you two for a couple of days.
Do a good job, boys. Good luck.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Paul. We'll
Phil.
need it.
count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Howdy, stranger. You're a sight for sore eyes. I come up from the creek as soon as I seen you crossing it. Parley is my name, and welcome. I don't get much company up here. Why, this is the first chance I've had to chin with a soul in weeks.
Now, you know who this property belongs to?
No, who?
Jedediah Milbank.
Nice name.
Now, he's from San Francisco, and he doesn't like squatters overrunning his property.
Jedediah? Well, that's a Bible name, ain't it?
I guess so.
Must come from a nice family. You know, folks don't read the Bible like they used to. I still do. Well, you can tell him that I'll watch out first place for him while he's busy up there to San Francisco.
Well, no. He wants you to get off his property.
He does? What for?
Because it's his, not yours. Now, you gotta get off.
He planning on using it? He gonna farm it, maybe?
No, he's not gonna farm it. He's gonna wait and sell it to the railroad.
Well, that's the difference in folks. I look at this land, I see tall meadow grass and pretty spring poppies and that nice little creek over there running along snickering at the white-tailed deer that come down to drink. And Jedediah Milbank, all he sees is something to sell to the railroads. Bible name, too.
Well, all I'd like to see is you packing your things and getting off the property.
You got a badge? I don't see it. You a sheriff?
No, I haven't got a badge. But I got a gun. And I don't want to have to use it.
Now, that's a right smart idea, son. What man can get himself killed using a thing like that?
Now, I said I don't want to have to use it, but I'm not going to spend the whole day passing time with a stubborn, cantankerous old squatter.
Stubborn? Cantankerous? Me? Why, you ain't said a neighborly word. Let's get the blazes off of here is the way you pass a time of day.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I didn't put it to you the way you'd like. But I made it plain. Get off the property!
No, I just as soon not.
What'd you say?
I'd just as soon not.
Now look, old man, I'm sick and tired of arguing. Now get your things and get off the land.
Son, you move too fast. You gotta learn to relax so you can think about what you're doing.
I know, I know what I'm...
Hey, look, cut me down, will you? Hey, look, cut me down, will you? Hey! Cut me down, will you? I didn't mean that bear trap for you. Why, I just put it there to keep the bear out of my tote sack.
Well, fine, then let me down.
Now, listen, you just gotta learn to relax. Why, it's the best thing in the world for you. The blood will all rush to your head and refresh your mind. Ooh. Why, I ain't doing this land no harm. There's plenty of fish, fresh game for the shooting, wood for a fire, water. Well, the land gives a man everything he needs, just as a good Lord intended it.
Hey, please cut me down. It's making me dizzy. Hey, come on.
Look up at the sky, son. Look up at the sky. You had your mind on little things. Look up at the sky.
How could I possibly look at the sky? Oh, hey, come on, cut me down.
Now, I don't want you to think that I don't appreciate you coming to visit me, but you're a kind of a strong-minded boy. You just got to learn to relax.
Oh,
well,
hey, come on, cut me down.
Think it over, and I'll be back.
You what? Oh, hey, no. Oh.
I don't see how anybody can trade this beautiful blue sky and warm sun for a mess of greenbacks and silver.
Okay, old man. You got me sold on the sun, the sky, and the wind. But I've been sitting here for over an hour, and I haven't even got a nibble yet.
I've been telling you, boy, you got a nervous hand on that pole, and the fish know it. Look, you just have to learn how to relax.
Well, how can I relax with you catching all the fish?
Well, I'll tell you, son. You know what day it is?
No.
It's the first day of spring, that's what it is.
So what about it?
What about it? What means that you can forget about the rain and the snow of winter and start enjoying living again.
You know, I never thought about it that way, old man. Hey, you know, maybe that's because I've never been hung upside down before, so I can think straight.
Oh, boy, you got one. You got one.
Hey! Hey! Oh! Hey, did you ever see a fish like that your whole life?
No, boy. I ain't never seen a fish like that ever before. Fresh, tender trout, fried nice and crisp with hot biscuits. Let's go.
Well, wait a minute.
Wait, what for?
Yeah, now you gotta learn to relax, old man. Look, if you're as hungry as I am, we ought to stay a while and catch another one. Unless, of course, you're in a hurry.
No, boy. I ain't no hurry.
Here, put him on a string. Woo-hoo, what a fish.
Hello, pup. Hello there. Want some water? Wait a minute. Come here. Here. Yeah, drink that then.
Things will get better. We'll paint the house. I'll make some furniture, and the baby will be company for you soon.
We tried it. We came out here to the middle of nowhere to be farmers instead of city people. Close to the land, you said, was close to God, but it just didn't work. Look, this isn't a home. This is a shack.
The other things came first. We knew that. You agreed.
Oh, yes, but I know enough to admit a mistake. This has been a terrible year, Paul. We never see anyone. We never have any time for anything but plowing and building and clearing the land.
Annie, this'll be a good place someday. Everything we've done will be worth it. It's beautiful here. It'll be a good way to live.
It never will. Paul, that man came here last night out of the blue, and he is offering us every cent we paid for this place, plus a $300 profit. Now, why can't you just thank God and take it?
You can't buy the way I feel about this place. That's what you said to me last summer. Remember?
Here you are, ma'am.
Sit down, Mr. Cartwright. It's ready.
It sure does smell good.
Bread, fresh baked.
You bet. Ain't nothing smells like fresh baked bread.
Paul?
We thank thee for these thy gifts which we have received from thy bounty, O Lord. Amen.
Well, folks said you'd make up your mind by tonight. I reckon this is sort of a celebration dinner, ain't it?
There's too much of us here. We don't want to sell.
I'll tell you, old man Milbank really wants this place. He wants it for a feeding station for his cattle. He told me to pay anything I had to do to get it.
He did.
Yes'm. Ain't no use in us arguing back and forth like a couple mule traders. Tell you what I'll do. I'll give you $1,000 instead of the $300. Now, that ought to be fair to you and satisfy old man Milbank.
$1,000. Oh, thank you. Paul, did you hear it?
This place is not for sale, Mr. Cartwright.
Paul.
Why, it'd be like selling our own flesh for $1,000.
Paul, I didn't mean to start.
No, it's nothing. I'm sorry. Please, go ahead and eat. She'll, be all right. Having a baby all alone's been making her kind of nervous lately.
Yeah. Women's sort of funny like that, I reckon. Filled your lamp.
Thanks. Is that offer still good?
Yeah?
Then we'll take it. Be leaving first thing in the morning.
Don't need to hurry. Ain't no rush.
No, we'll want to. Maybe you'd give me a hand with the packing in the morning?
Yeah, I'll help you.
Well,
There she is, Paul. Everything in the house that wasn't nailed down.
I certainly thank you, Mr. Cartwright.
Glad to help you. You better get a line over that stuff, otherwise the first good rut you hit, it'll all come tumbling up in the front seat with you.
Thanks again. I think I'll take a look around. I don't want to forget anything.
I was taking a walk, and look what I found, Paul. Aren't they sweet?
So that's where she's been. She must have been hiding them someplace. They're 3 or 4 weeks old.
Look at them, they're so tiny. Oh, I'm not scared anymore, Paul. That sounds silly, but I just feel different.
It's the morning. You always feel good in the morning.
Oh, I found something else in the back of the barn. Look.
Violets. Violets are for a man to give to a woman, not vice versa.
Oh, Paul. Oh, I don't want to go anymore. I just want to have a dozen children and stay right here on our own farm for the rest of our lives. What are we going to do?
I don't know. I signed the bill of sale this morning.
Oh, you've got to make him give it back, Paul. I really want it more than anything in the whole world.
Well, I ain't gonna give it to you. Tell you what I will do. I'll make you a trade.
Trade for what?
I'll trade you this bill of sales for that pup your wife's got. Never was a very sharp trader, no how. Bye, Paul.
Thank you.
See you.
Mother? Company coming.
Company? I wonder who?
Now, isn't that just like a woman? Wanting to know something before she can possibly know. Better set another plate. Man coming in this time of day will be hungry.
There's not enough for another person.
Well, we'll just stretch what we got then.
It's already stretched.
Now, a man coming in this late's got a right to expect something to eat. Now, we'll not let him go hungry in our house, huh? Howdy.
Howdy. Adam Cartwright.
Ted Hackett. You're just in time to set for supper.
Well, thanks.
You look tired. You come all the way from town?
Yeah, it's a long way.
Sure is. Come on in. Mama? This is Adam Cartwright.
Hello.
This is my boy, Ray.
Ray?
My daughter, Barbara.
Barbara?
Well, you get some of that trail dust off of you, and I'll go out and take care of your horse. You know, it isn't often we get somebody out here to share some of Ma's good...
I think you ought to know that I was sent out here by Jedediah Milbank.
Well, man can't talk business on an empty stomach. You go ahead and have your supper, and we'll talk later. Huh?
You say so? Thank you.
Ma? You can go ahead and serve supper now. I don't want you to worry none about me not eating. I've had a kind of an upset stomach lately. Touch of colic, I reckon. I can't keep nothing down. Now, you kids mind your manners. I'll go put your horse away. Hackett's Folly. That's what I called him. I figured a prize bull would give me a prime herd, pay for himself in the long run.
That's what we've done on the Ponderosa. Improve the stock.
He was a fine animal. Then with the late snows, bear came down out of the hills. Got a hold of old Folly in his pen one night and broke his neck.
Yeah, we lost a lot of cattle to mountain lions. Worst winter we ever had.
I heard the ruckus. Went out and got the bear, but, well, he's the most expensive beef we've eaten around here in a long time.
Cost good money. Every cent we made on the crops for the past 2 years.
That did it, huh?
That's just the beginning. We still figured we were ahead of the 10 calves old Folly sired for us. Then with the bad winter, I had to buy feed for them. Then all but 2 of them drowned when the spring thaw flooded the creek.
Well, look, maybe if I told Mr. Milbank what happened...
No. One of the things we liked about this place when we bought it was that it had a good windmill and a pump. We could always irrigate 10 acres if a dry spell come along. Pump broke, and it takes $200 to get a new one.
Why don't you fix the old one?
Even if we could fix it, we need a new cylinder, and we can't even afford that.
We were ambitious. Probably tried to do too much without setting anything away for a rainy day.
We hate losing the place. We're not going to cry about it. No, sir. My name's Theodore. Theodore stands for the gifts of God. The good Lord's given me plenty of his gifts in my day, and I'm sure not going to start complaining when he takes a few of them away from me. Well, I guess I better look to the stock before I turn in. I'm sorry the only thing I got to offer you is the loft to sleep in.
He's looking for his tobacco in his pockets. He used to smoke in that smelly old thing like a stove. Well, I'm not as proud as he is. Do you have any tobacco on you, Mr. Cartwright? That man wouldn't buy himself none in over a month.
No, ma'am, I don't.
A man shouldn't have to do that. Not my man.
of yours sure was smashed up. I got most of it back together.
You've been working on the pump?
Yeah, I couldn't sleep last night. I thought I'd take a look at it. You'll have to drop everything else for a couple of days and help me out.
But, like I told you last night, even if we could fix the pump, we gotta have a new cylinder, and we can't afford that.
Well, I'm gonna go to town for the cylinder. You can finish putting all this back together.
But...
Ted, what's the matter?
Just a minute, Mama. Go ahead, speak what's on your mind.
All right. Now listen and don't interrupt. I'm gonna sell those 2 calves you got left, because you're gonna be too busy handling a double crop.
What do you mean, a double crop?
Well, I got a plan that'll let you irrigate twice as many acres. I worked half the night on it.
And I just forget about Mr. Milbank and the bank, too, huh?
No, I'll take care of both of them. You can pay me when you catch up.
No. I've given a lot of favors in my day, and I'm not too proud to take them, but not this. We made our mistakes, and we'll pay for them, not you.
I'm not paying, Mr. Hackett. I'm sharing.
It's springtime, Ted. A time for beginning things, not ending them.
I'm surprised if we run across a little tobacco, too.
I wonder why I did that, honey.
I reckon he just felt like it.
Fresh earth, new grass, pure, invigorating air. Smell.
Smell. Sagebrush.
You all right?
Yes, I'm all right. You know, Ben, I've been thinking. Got a big house here. Lots of space. Plenty of rooms.
Oh, it's a comfortable house.
Such a big house. Just for 4 men. Did you ever think about letting rooms out to travelers?
Oh, no, Jedediah. Would never think of doing a thing like that.
Well, just a suggestion. You know, idle hands are the devil's workshop. Well, I know you're anxious to get back to work. I'll do what I can with this.
Oh, no need for anything like that.
Now, Ben, you know I'm not the sort of man to sit around twiddling my thumbs. I know a ranch like this needs lots of attention, especially with your boys away.
Oh, they'll be back in a day or so. I'm glad you came here, Jedediah. Set them a good example.
Well, come on. Let's make hay while the sun shines. Chores won't get done standing around. I'll go get my coat. Now, Ben, a job worth doing is worth doing well. Why don't we finish the rest of the pile? That's deep enough, Ben. You know, Ben, I wish I had a couple of hands like you on my spread. 2 good days' work like this, we'd have the place in pretty good order.
Jedediah.
Hi, Mr. Milbank. Ah, real nice job stacking those poles.
Yeah, well, we didn't have too much to do while you were gone.
Chased that squatter off my land, did you, boy?
Pa, I got a trout this big.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, melted in your mouth like butter.
Yeah.
Went fishing? No squatters?
Well, yeah, there was one. A man named Parley. A real nice fellow, and he's going to keep an eye on your land for you, Mr. Milbank, so you haven't got a thing to worry about.
Joseph, you mean there was someone on the property, and there's still someone on the property?
Yeah, but he wasn't doing any harm, Pa.
Not doing any harm.
Jedediah, hold on a moment. Joseph, perhaps it'd be best if you would explain.
Oh, Milbank, Joe. See, you got them all stacked up. Neat and pretty, too.
Yeah, Hoss, how did you make out, son? Did you get that land that Jedediah wants?
Well, did you buy that property or didn't you?
Well, Hoss?
Well, Pa, I reckon them folks are just a little sharper traders than me.
Well, I told you I wanted that land. How much extra did they want for it? 1,000? 2,000?
Well, what did they demand, Hoss?
Well, Dad burn it, Pa, they didn't demand nothing. They just flat didn't want to sell that land, that's all.
They offered you a bribe. The scoundrel took a bribe. That's what they did. They're trying to hold me up. It's a plot. It's a plot.
That's right. That's what I done. I took a bribe.
I knew it. I knew it.
Hoss.
What'd they give you?
I'll show you. Ain't he cute?
Hello, Hoss, Mr. Milbank. Yeah, it's a good even job of stacking you're doing there.
Yeah, tell me, Adam, did you have any trouble at all?
No, not at all.
Ah. You're the oldest, the only one with a head on his shoulders.
Where'd you get the pup, Hoss?
Well, Adam, why don't you give Jedediah the deed?
I didn't get it, Pa. They paid the installments.
With what? Where'd they get the money?
For me. I'm sorry, Pa. I had to do it. They needed it.
Ben Cartwright, you Judas. You jackal, you father of jackals.
Now, calm down, Jed.
Calm down. First, they heave a log on my
Well, that was simply an accident.
An accident. You, Ben Cartwright, are the worst of a poor lot. I always said like father, like son. You, sir, you've sired a litter of lazy, shiftless whelps. Like father, like son.
Come on, the three of us lazy, shiftless whelps better get back to work.
Boys, it's been a long, tough, hard winter. Smell that fresh air. Feel that warm sun. It's spring. Ponderosa can take care of itself. I'm going to town.
Oh, what are you up to?
Like father, like son.
Something's missing.
Yeah, Paul, maybe what you need is an outside opinion.
Now, Hop Singh said that if I put all those ingredients in that pot and heated it up and kept on stirring, it'd taste just the way it does at home, but I don't know.
Paul, maybe what you need is a fresh outlook, like a new taster. Paul, that's just plain, plumb, naturally delicious.
Hey, you don't think it, don't you think another half hour of cooking would be,
Get out of here, Paul.
All right, son. Well, you boys ready for chow? We've come a long way today.
Yeah, you bet, Pa. I'm gonna fill these canteens first. They're just about empty.
Look at that plate, Paul. Paul, did you see what I saw? It disappeared so quick, I thought I was seeing things.
You weren't seeing things.
Water.
Joe.
It's empty.
Captain Johnson, this is Cochise.
Cochise?
Give yourself up before I destroy this camp and everyone in it.
Water, please.
Hey, you better go easy with that.
There's plenty more down at the water hole.
Now, that water hole, you might say, is in enemy territory.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to drink it all.
One more to swallow in there, nohow. Hey, that's stew. It ain't water, but it's wet. Sort of spooky, ain't it?
It would ease the situation all around if I could just hand myself over to Cochise.
Be silly. Don't even talk like that, Captain. Your fight's our fight.
Yeah. He's right, Captain. Guess we're in this thing together now.
Thank you. I'm Captain Moss Johnson.
I'm Ben Cartwright. These are my three boys, Adam and Hoss and little Joe back there.
What happened between you and Cochise?
He's kind of a long way from home, isn't he?
Yeah.
A long way. So am I. I'm stationed at Fort Buchanan.
Well, that's on the border of Arizona. What happened?
Routine patrol. Jumped by Cochise. He stayed right on our necks. And he just picked us off one after another. I'm the only one left. A whole company of decent, brave men. And he killed them all.
Take it easy, Captain. They chased you a long way, even for Apaches.
You don't know what it's like in Arizona now, Mr. Cartwright. Cochise has sworn to destroy every white man in the territory.
Well, why'd he chase you all this way?
The same reason he chases every man in a uniform. I hunt down Apaches.
Cochise?
Speak. I listen.
Cochise, we cannot deliver Captain Johnson to you. There are 5 of us here. We're well armed. Go back to your home, Cochise. There's been killing enough.
It was the white man's poison that makes the dead smile. They all die. Men, women, children. They all die with laughter on their faces. My warriors surround your camp. Each one of them lost someone in the Pinole Treaty. A brother, a son, a mother, a father. That is why we will not leave without Captain Johnson. Or Captain Johnson's body. We will see whether Captain Johnson laughs when he dies.
What does a white flag mean to an Apache? Mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means none of them took a shot. That's what it means.
Leave him alone. I ought to kill you myself. What Cochise was saying out there, was that the truth?
Certainly.
You poisoned them.
I don't formulate the policy, Mr. Cartwright. That comes down from Washington. I just obey the orders.
And your orders were to poison women and children.
The orders were to kill Apaches. The orders did not specify sex, age, or method. Now, death is death, gentlemen. What difference does it make how it's accomplished?
I've had to fight Indians, Captain. We all have out here. But women and children...
Apache women breed more Apaches, Mr. Cartwright. And Apache children grow up to be Apache killers. Now, destroying them is destroying the trouble at its source.
You've seen too much death, Captain.
Cartwright, your opinion doesn't interest me in the slightest.
Doesn't it? My son was shot trying to get a drink of water to you. You want the rest of us to fight for you?
I'm not asking for your charity. The military orders to the Department of Arizona are, quote, rout out and capture the Apache by every means. Hunt him down as you would a wild animal. Now, I'm a military officer performing my assigned duties. It is your duty to assist me in any way that you might find possible. Unless, of course, you've decided to turn renegade and hand me over to Cochise.
Hand him over, Paul. I'll deliver him myself.
Hoss is right, Pa. Adam's gonna die if we don't get him some help real fast. Now, why should Adam or any of us die just to save that man's skin?
That's right.
Cochise, he almost succeeded. He almost succeeded in killing the chief of the Chiricahua Apaches. Now, to his other crimes, you can add this. Firing at a man standing underneath a white flag. What do you now, Cochise? Do you think more, Cochise? Do you talk more?
Jokonen. 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 Usen.
When the night runs from the sun, we attack.
We don't get some water pretty soon.
Pa, I can make it to that water hole.
Or do you want to get shot, too?
Look, it's the dark now. I think
They've got eyes like cats. They can hear a leaf falling half a mile away.
Right, then what are we gonna do? Adam needs water.
There's one thing we could do.
The only thing that would accomplish would be to leave you with one less gun.
Well, there's the beginning.
I never heard Indians make noises like that before. Sound like they're praying or something, don't it?
Yeah. They are. Praying to their God. And to the warriors who died before them.
You appear to know a great deal about the Apaches, Mr. Cartwright.
But I seem to know less and less about the so-called white man, Captain Johnson.
Captain, I want to ask you something. You say you was just following orders and all this, right?
Certainly, I'm a soldier.
I want to ask you this. Would you kill white women and children if you was ordered to, Captain?
That's ridiculous.
No, it ain't ridiculous. Supposing your commanding officer gave you a direct order to kill them, would you do it?
Of course not.
Why not?
It wouldn't be right.
Oh. And it's more than just orders, ain't it, Captain? There is a right and a wrong.
I don't know what you're trying to trap me into. All I know is killing Apaches is right. Right before the eyes of man, and right before the eyes of God.
Oh, that's good thinking, Captain. All this world needs is more thinkers like you.
He's getting worse. Are you sure you don't want to make a try for the bullet?
I told you it's too deep.
If you don't try for the bullet, he's going to die anyway. All right, what are you doing?
Well, I figure, well, they're concentrating on their prey. I'll try to get through to Fort Barry.
Paul, we ain't gonna let you try to get through them Apaches.
Look, I've got to try to get to Fort Barry to get a doctor for Adam and a superior officer to arrest Johnson.
You got everything figured pretty good, ain't you, Paul? But you figured one thing wrong. You going.
That's right, I'm going.
No, you ain't. I thought of it first.
Now, stop your argument, both of you. I'm going, and there's no more argument about it. I fought Indians long before you were born. I know this area much better than you do.
Paul, how you gonna get through without a horse?
The nearest Remuda's dark canyon's only a couple of miles away. I can get there on foot and find me a horse.
Please let me go.
You're not leaving here. We need every gun we have.
Let go of my arm, Johnson.
You just want to go out there and talk about me when I can't defend myself. Well, I won't let you. I'll yell out to Cochise.
No matter what he says or what he does, you've got to defend him. Because you'll never have another night's sleep if you turn him over to the Apaches. They seem to know a lot of prayers. You might say one for your brother. He was on way to get help. We caught him.
Why did you not kill him?
All at once? No. There are many hours left in this night. He can die a little during each one of them.
Is there reason why I should not kill you?
No.
You do not plead for your life?
He will, Cochise, before we are through.
Where were you going?
To Fort Barry.
As I have said, to bring back many soldiers.
No. Not many soldiers. Just 2. A superior officer to arrest Johnson. A doctor to save the life of my son.
Arrest Johnson?
So that he might be punished by a military tribunal.
He lies.
You are not the only one who does not lie, Cochise.
You think I would give Johnson up?
I listened to you. I thought you might listen to me.
There's time enough to kill you. I will listen to you now.
No. We listen no more. I capture this man, he mine to kill. That is my right.
Yeah! I am your chief. If you want another, name him. That also is your right. Come. Your son is wounded?
He was hurt trying to get water.
Give me Johnson. Then take your son to a doctor.
I cannot do that.
Do you not believe I will let you go free?
I believe you, Cochise. And you must believe that I despise Johnson.
And yet you? You and the others would die for him.
The others are my sons. We do what we must do.
The army would not punish Johnson. They would praise him for killing Apaches.
Any good white man in uniform or out would condemn Johnson for what he's done. But if you kill him, you make a hero of him. And the army will slaughter many Indians to avenge him. Is that what you want, to make a martyr of Captain Johnson?
Can you promise he will be punished?
No, I believe he will be.
No. That is not enough. My men are hot with hatred, and with cause. Too long has their enemy been held from them.
Cochise, it is less than 5 hours' ride from here to the fort, the same back. 10 hours in all. I ask you for those 10 hours.
The fort would send soldiers to destroy us all.
If an officer does not come back with me alone, I will return and deliver myself into your hands again. With my sons dead, I have no reason for living.
I have ordered the attack for the moment of the rising sun. Return with your officer by then, or the attack will take place.
Cochise. One more thing.
What is that?
There, without water, my son suffers very much.
Then Johnson will drink 2. 1 canteen, no more.
Return the white man to me.
He will continue on his journey.
No. He belongs to me.
I have given my word.
You have no right.
I am the chief. I decide what is to be done. Call out to your son. Then go. Call your son.
Joe! Joseph!
It's Paul. Apaches must have him.
Joseph!
Yeah, Pa!
Cochise has given permission for you to get some water. 1 canteen.
It's a trick.
If they got your father out there, it's a trick to get another of you. You can't trust Cochise.
Well, I can trust my pa.
Bring him a horse.
Hand him his weapons. Go.
White man has the water. Bury him.
Surely, Mr. Cartwright, you can't be serious.
I have one son with a bullet in his gut. My two other sons are sitting under the guns of the Apaches. How much more serious could I be?
I sympathize with the extremity of your position, Mr. Cartwright. Believe me, I do. But did you really expect to ride in here and persuade me to go back there with you alone and at this late hour?
The hour was not of my choosing. I apologize.
I understand all that, Mr. Cartwright. It's just that the whole thing is preposterous. Now, I admit that what Captain Johnson did was reprehensible. Worse, in fact, it was stupid. It's going to make it just that much harder to deal with the Indians. But to just, hand myself over to Cochise?
He had his hands on me and let me go?
And you honestly believe that Indian is sitting out there waiting for you to come back?
That's exactly what I believe.
Now, Mr. Cartwright, my experience with Indians would lead me to believe that the zealous Captain Johnson and your sons are probably dead right now.
We'll never find out by just sitting here, will we, Colonel?
Unfortunately, that's something I don't think I will ever find out, at least not firsthand, Mr. Cartwright. I'm sorry, sir, but regrettably, I must refuse your request. You're making a mistake, Colonel. What do you recommend I do, Major? Ride back with Mr. Cartwright?
I'll go back with him.
And as he requests, alone?
No, with a company of soldiers. I'll surround those Indians and jump them before they can fire a shot. Think what it'll mean to get Cochise.
Oh, I know what it would mean to you, Major. Well, Mr. Cartwright, what do you think of the Major's plan?
I promised Cochise that I'd come back with an officer to arrest Johnson and a doctor for my son. Nobody else.
A promise to an Indian?
I gave him my word.
Which it seems is more important than the lives of your sons.
One fact remains, gentlemen. I'm the only one who knows where Cochise is. And I'm not about to lead any troops there.
What are you going to do, Mr. Cartwright?
That's another promise I made Cochise. I'm going back.
To die for a man you despise? Wouldn't it be simpler to just hand over Captain Johnson to the Indian?
If I'd wanted to hand Captain Johnson over to Cochise, I wouldn't be here now wondering whether my oldest son were alive or dead.
Hold on, Mr. Cartwright. Major Reynolds?
Yes, sir.
You will be in charge of the fort while I'm gone.
Sir?
Oh, you will enjoy that, won't you? Unfortunately, whether I return or not, the position will only be a temporary one. Now, Mr. Cartwright, we'll go wake the doctor and get us a soldier to guard Captain Johnson, if he's still alive. I never thought I'd be risking my life to see if an Indian can keep his word. Mr. Cartwright.
It is the time. We will wait. They have said what they have to say to those who listen. Now it is the time.
We will wait.
You dishonor the dead.
We're late, Cochise. My sons? No gun has been fired since you left.
This man is the doctor.
Send him to your camp.
Beyond the rocks. I brought back one man more than I said I would, Cochise. The sergeant. If you give up Johnson, he will guard him back to the fort.
Who is he?
Colonel Clinton Wilcox, commanding officer, Fort Barry.
You never heard of me, Cochise, but I've heard a great deal about you. I understand you keep life from getting dull in Arizona. Well, to the business at hand. I've come to arrest Captain Johnson.
What will you do to him?
The Army has no pride in Captain Johnson, nor do we condone his actions, Cochise. He will be punished, and severely. I give you my word of honor on this. Does that satisfy you?
Yes.
I shall be quite honest with you, Cochise. I never expected to find any of those men out there alive. As a matter of fact, I rather thought I might end up that way myself. I have learned something today. Now, with your permission, I shall order Captain Johnson to surrender.
Soldier, many soldier.
You spoke of honor, Colonel.
Seize them! Those men are here against my orders! They are here! Enough soldiers so all of us may die.
One to the left. One to the right.
But you will die first. And after you, your sons. This I promise.
Cochise, the colonel's telling the truth. He ordered them not to follow.
Then he is bad, officer. His men betray him. Kill them. Cochise, you were betrayed by a trusted lieutenant. Your own gun killed him. Your own gun, Cochise. If you give him permission, the colonel will go out and order them to go back. I'll go out and take command of them.
I will not, Cochise. I will order them back.
Do you believe him?
Yes.
Draw arms.
Get back in the saddle, Major. You're not staying. Now, my instructions to you were for you to remain at Fort Berry.
Sir, in my opinion, if we...
You have no opinion, Major. You had an order. Lieutenant Culver.
Colonel Wilcox, this is Cochise. The Indian War in Arizona stamped out in one move.
Major Reynolds, you are hereby relieved of your command. Lieutenant Culver, you will assume command of the troops.
Yes, sir.
Major Reynolds, when you get back to Fort Berry, you'll consider yourself under close arrest. The charge, disobedience of a direct order. And Mr. Culver, if for any reason I do not return, you'll prefer that charge under my name.
Yes, sir.
Now, you men, bear witness to that charge. All right, Mr. Culver. Take your prisoner and the troops back to the fort.
Forward!
Colonel, sounded like you enjoyed that.
That I did, Mr. Cartwright. That I did. And now, sir, again, with your permission.
Colonel Wilcox.
I, too, have learned something today.
Captain Johnson! This is Colonel Clinton Wilcox, commanding officer, Fort Berry. You will surrender yourself to me. No! Captain, I am giving you a direct order.
No! You're acting under duress, Colonel. I'm not required to obey your order.
I am not acting under any duress, Captain. I'm giving you this order of my own free will. Now come out at once.
Cochise has probably got a gun on you. He'll never let me out of his hands. He'll kill me. He'll kill us all.
I give you my word of honor as an officer, Captain, that you'll be tried fairly. Now surrender yourself at once. Don't compound the charge against you.
I'll die. But I'll die like a soldier. Like other soldiers. But I won't surrender to Cochise. I won't surrender. No. I'll kill you. Not one step further. Don't make me kill you. just obeying orders, Colonel. You understand that, don't you? It was just obeying orders. Well, you can't punish a man for obeying orders.
Sergeant, this man is your prisoner. Take him in charge.
It was just obeying orders. Colonel, I was just obeying orders.
He is not typical, Cochise. Well, Doctor, how is he?
I can pull him through, sir.
Good. You'll stay with him as long as is necessary.
Thank you, Colonel. For everything.
Mr. Cartwright, it is I who am indebted to you. Cochise, it's reassuring to know that one need never be too old to learn.
We all learn. When we learn enough, maybe we no longer have to kill. We leave now for our own country.
Cochise. Over those hills is my land. You are always welcome on it.
If there were more men like Cochise and less men like Johnson, maybe there wouldn't even be an Indian problem.
Yep. Pretty good sort of fella, wasn't he, Paul?
Yeah. Most men are, given half a chance.